No, it's not. Where's the snow?
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Make work your favorite. That's your favorite, okay?
Okay.
Work is your new favorite.
Fine.
Why are you smiling like that? Because I just love to smile. Oh, Buddy the Elf. Since 2003, we have been in love with Buddy the Elf, watching it every single year during the holiday season and just feeling that sense of spirit, love, and joy. Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Through the Lens with your favorite trauma coach and elf, Ashley. Strap yourself in because today we are going on a holiday trip with Buddy the Elf, uncovering what he actually represents and why we love him and the movie Elf so much. And this movie shows the representation of Buddy as well as the battle between Buddy and Walter, who is his biological father, and what they both represent. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications because this is only the first in the holiday edition of Through the Lens. Let's tune in.
And if you see a sign that says peep show, that doesn't mean that they're letting you look at presents before Christmas.
Can't wait to see my dad. We're gonna go ice skating and eat sugar plums.
Yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. You know, Buddy, your father, well, he's on the naughty list.
You're taking the books back?
Oh no! Walter is on the naughty list? Right there, friends. That is the direct representation I was talking about of Walter, the father, really playing this role of what I talk about a lot as the ego, the place of fear, separation, sacrifice, naughty list. And then we've got Buddy, who is really the representation of spirit, your highest self, unconditional love. And in this movie, we will see later what happens when they come together and who comes ahead. How does it end? Now, let's tune in some more about how Buddy's trip to the Big Apple really unfolds with him living so much in spirit and never experiencing mainstream. What does that look like?
See, I see what you're trying to do here.
Upside down and trading for a package of sunshine and ravioli. Macaroni, if you want the thing you love.
You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody. It's great to meet you. Hi.
Now come over here, boy. Sam.
Right there. Buddy is just very matter of fact. He sees something and he believes it. He doesn't judge it. He doesn't question it. He just wholeheartedly believes it to be truth and honors it, and then also honors the people that supposedly have the world's best cup of coffee, which later in the movie we find out that it's maybe not the greatest cup of coffee ever. But still, Buddy doesn't question it because he's not judging. He's not judging anything outside of himself. He just is. Let's continue to watch him on his trip here in New York.
Time it rains, and don't you know it's confident? Every time it rains, don't you know it's confident?
Santa! Nope.
All over town, all over
Not
town, all over
Santa.
town.
Thank you.
Make sure that your umbrella
Thank you.
is upside down, we live up. How about you, the hills are white? Kikalama hungly. Zumbaloo, the Zumbaloo. Oh, Bartley boys, oi. Hey, Baba, ha, boy. Ooh, Baba, ha, boy.
Okay, I had to stop us there because Santa, if you watch the movie, even warns Buddy that gum on the street is not free candy. Don't eat it. But Buddy's so in the moment that he forgets that. And it tastes delicious. And he sees like, oh my gosh, I have tons of free candy. I am going to eat it up. Again, that goes back to him fully being present. If he wasn't present, he would remember the past, which is when Santa Claus told him not to eat that. But nope, Buddy is in the now 100%. Let's tune back in. Okay, how can you not love Buddy? How can you not want a part of you want to be like Buddy? He is literally experiencing New York like a child, just taking it all in, enjoying it, not complaining about anything, but just being in the moment and fully experience it. That is what being in spirit is. And yes, this movie is about Christmas spirit, but I see it as being in spirit, period. When you believe and when you live in spirit, you look like Buddy. I mean, yeah, maybe you don't wear these awesome outfits like Buddy and I have as we're elves, but you show up. It's about the content, not about the form, my friend. You show up from a place of unconditional love, which is curious and doesn't judge at all. All right, let's tune back in because this next part really shows us that Buddy is able to see us all as one and to not see us as separate, although he doesn't directly say that. Let's tune in.
I'm just trying to get through the holidays.
Get through? Christmas is the greatest day in the whole wide world.
Please stop talking to me.
Uh-oh. Sounds like someone needs to sing a Christmas carol.
Go away.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Thanks, but I don't sing.
Oh, it's easy. It's just like talking, except louder and longer, and you move your voice up and down.
I can sing, but I just choose not to sing. Especially in front of other people.
Well, if you sing alone, you can sing in front of other people. There's no difference.
Actually, there's a big difference.
No, there isn't. Wait. I'm singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing.
Okay, right there, Buddy says it. He doesn't say, oh, there's no difference because we are one, but that is what he's insinuating, is if you have the ability to sing in front of yourself, you have the ability to sing in front of everyone else because we are one. It doesn't matter. That person doesn't exist outside of you. They are, in fact, one with you, so you're just singing with yourself. Okay, now let's talk about when you're in spirit, the endless amounts of energy and ability to do things. Let's see how Buddy shows up in that manner.
Would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Okay, first of all, my favorite is the Mona Lisa on an Etch-a-Sketch. I think that might even surpass the actual Mona Lisa. I don't know. That might upset some. But look at he was filled with spirit. Santa is coming. Oh my gosh, Santa is coming. And when he realizes Santa is coming, it's like this overwhelming amount of joy and spirit. And because of that, he is able to just create like wildfire. He doesn't even sleep that night. He's just go, because he has to prepare for Santa, which in fact, Santa is almost seen as like a higher power for him, a god, whatever that is greater than him, that drives him to have spirit and belief and to want to show up from a place of love. The next clip we're going to tap into often is kind of referred to as a joke or in reaction videos that maybe Buddy in fact has ADHD, and I think even just how the last night went with him preparing for Santa, someone might assume that. But I have a different take on that. So let's first tune in and see in fact where people tend to say that Buddy has ADHD.
It's cold.
Yeah, just please sit still, please.
Okay, can I listen to your necklace?
No, you can't. Can you just sit still?
Why is there a skeleton
I
on the
don't
wall?
know what.
If I
Walter, could you
squint, it looks like a
please?
pirate
Could you
flag.
please have him sit
Does he
still
have
so
a
I
name?
can do
No,
this?
he hasn't got a name. I'm
I
sorry,
have a lot
Ben.
of
I'm
patience
sorry. Would you
waiting.
please sit still, please?
He got mad at me.
Yes, he did. He did. The sooner you sit still, the sooner we can get this mess over with.
Okay, then can we eat sugar plums?
You betcha. We'll eat sugar plums, gingerbread houses, and we'll even paint eggs.
Well, paint eggs, that's easy.
Okay, first of all, I love that how Walter's like, we'll even paint Easter egg or paint eggs, which Buddy's immediately like, that's Easter. But in that moment, Buddy was all over the place, which in today's society immediately would be like, oh my gosh, he has ADHD. I've even said it in the past, like, oh, adult ADHD, squirrel over there. When in fact, is that the case, or is that us truly being in the present moment and just being fully aware and fully open to observing all and taking it all in? Could that actually be the truth? But we're so conditioned to constantly be operating from a space of the past impacting us to predict the future that we don't get curious, that we don't pay attention. And when people do pay attention, they're immediately labeled as bad. ADHD, you're unable to focus, you have ADHD. Well, is focus everything it's all cracked up to be? I don't know. Just an opportunity to get curious, my friend. And if you have been diagnosed with ADHD, just an opportunity to get curious. Okay, now we're gonna cover Buddy's diet. I find it interesting because, of course, Buddy's diet, I think, is like candy canes, candy corn, sugar, and maple syrup. I think are the 4 food groups he lists. But when we talk about living in spirit, it is outside of this illusion. Therefore, the rules of the illusion don't apply, and everything is operated by the mind. So if that is the case, then Buddy's diet of eating sugar and spaghetti noodles, I don't know where that comes into play, and Pop-Tarts and maple syrup on everything, but yet still being slender and healthy, is that a representation that when you are living in spirit, you are outside of the rules of this illusion? That means that eating those things does not impact you in the way in which you believe it would while in the illusion. I think living in spirit is you taking back that control of the mind and coming from the place of unconditional love, which doesn't show up as pain and sacrifice and separation, even in the projection of the body. And that is what Buddy is showing us, that, hey, I can eat everything and still be healthy and still function and have limitless amounts of energy, because I'm not blocking the possibilities. I'm not living to the narratives that you think you need to live to. All right, now let's tune into another opportunity of Buddy showing us his limitless amount of energy, his non-following of the constructs of the illusion, and then kind of what comes of that.
So did you sleep okay last night?
Great. I got a full 40 minutes. And I had time to build that rocking horse.
Oh my gosh, you actually made that? Where did you get all the wood?
Wow. So he got a wonderful 40 minutes of sleep and then also created an amazing rocking horse. Again, a representation of when you are living in spirit, you have endless amounts of energy and you don't need rest because you're living outside of the rules and molding that we construct to when we are living in the place of the ego belief system. Then I also want to highlight the rocking horse he built and where the wood came from. To me, that's really living in the moment again. Like, I want to build a rocking horse. I need wood. That's made out of wood. I'm going to cut up that wood to build my rocking horse. It is not thinking about the past, like if there's memories with that, like, oh, we need this to hold on to the TV. This was grandma's, this was so-and-so's. And he's not thinking about the future. He's thinking about this current present moment that he wants to build a rocking horse and how he can get the things he needs for it. And it doesn't even faze him. He just leaves the mess because he was living in the present moment. If today people act like that, they're immediately told that they're mentally ill or they're not functioning correctly and they need to be taken care of or go to the hospital. Again, I present, is it just because we feel uncomfortable that that person is living in a place of spirit? Possibly. Just a little thing to get curious on once again. All right, now again, let's see how Buddy shares his spirit with others. I think that's one of the biggest things in this movie is how Buddy shows up. At first, people are like, WTF, like, you are crazy. But you can't not catch the spirit. It's contagious. It is like highly contagious. And when I talk to people about living in spirit, I always talk about being the lighthouse, shining your light. It's not about changing people or telling them they need to change. It's about you showing up as that bright light, and eventually they want that light too. And that's really what Buddy does in this movie. Because he also doesn't see the bad. He doesn't see the bad in people, only sees the beauty. And we see that a lot with him and his father, Walter. Walter is not very liked by many people. He's grumpy. He is crabby. His own son doesn't even enjoy him. But he can't see that. He's like, what? He's the greatest dad ever. Let's check that out.
Snowing ice everywhere we go. Choir singing carols right outside my door. All these things.
I wish Dad were here.
Why?
Because he's the greatest dad in the whole wide world.
Are you kidding? He's the worst dad in the world.
What do you mean?
All he does is work.
Working's fun.
Not the way he does it. All he cares about is money. He doesn't care about you, or me, or anybody.
Well, he is on the naughty list.
Okay, right there. Michael shares. First of all, we see in that clip how joyous Michael is and how much Buddy was able to bring out the spirit in Michael. But then Buddy goes to say, I wish Dad was here. And Michael gets real with him and he's like, hey, no, Dad is, all he cares about is work and money. And Buddy just kind of looks at him like, huh? And can't fully comprehend that because, again, when you are fully in spirit, fully coming from that place of unconditional love, you're wearing no glasses. You're innately seeing only love in others, only the true spirit that they are, and you are not seeing the ego. The way in which to see fear and separation and sacrifice is to first be in that state yourself. And I think that is a key piece here that we get to witness with Buddy over and over again is that he just maintains that place of spirit all along. Again, it's talked about as Christmas spirit, but this is spirit in general. Let's tune into where Buddy literally transforms an entire room of people who look absolutely miserable in their job and in their life.
Can we go there?
Well, I gotta work here. Maybe you can work there.
Okay, I'll work there. Oh, I don't think this is the place my dad was talking about. Is there a different mailroom?
No, this is the only one.
It's not very shiny.
No, over here's the trench. All the mail comes out.
Sir, Chuck in the mailroom needs to talk to you.
What, Chuck? I mean, what could be going on down there that's so important you had to interrupt me? What?
The mailroom. We first see the mailroom as this place where people are just like, oh my gosh, this is so not where I want to be. And Buddy, his spirit again is contagious. And look at it now, like the smiles on people's faces, the joy you can feel in that room versus when he entered that room. That is a representation, my friend, of living in spirit and shining your light. Being the unconditional love that others are waiting for, that others are seeking. Now we're going to tune into when Buddy goes on a date, because it's interesting how he handles it and wouldn't typically be received as something positive. Let's tune in.
Thank you.
What would you like to do?
Got some ideas.
I'm such a happy individual. The moment.
Did you see her face? Immediately, she said, what would you like to do? And we're used to people pleasing, where he would have then thrown it back on her and been like, well, what do you want to do? But he didn't. He already had a plan. He's not about the people pleasing. He's about in the moment and just doing, not worrying about what other people think, but not in a manner that is disrespectful or unloving, because he can't be that way, because he literally is love, unconditional love. So that's how he shows up. So when he's not people pleasing, he's just being. People pleasing is doing. People pleasing is in the place of the ego, of fear, of the past, things that have happened in the past, and predicting the future based on them. And Buddy does not do that at all. Now really is where the whole story shifts. And Walter, as I talked about earlier, has really been the representation of the ego. And it gets to the point where he has enough with Buddy, and he tells Buddy to get out forever. And Buddy is roaming the streets, and Santa shows up. But in the meantime, Michael goes to Walter's office and is like, Dad, Buddy is gone. We need to find Buddy. And in that moment, you see Walter have this aha moment of the spirit that Buddy has been shining finally impacting him. And he realizes that all of the things he thought were important are no longer important. And he leaves that boardroom with Michael, and they go out to find Buddy. Now let's tune in, because at this moment, Buddy has found Santa Claus. But the problem is Santa's sleigh is not working. And the reason why it is not working is because there is no Christmas spirit. But Buddy is there. And Buddy has already transitioned some of his Christmas spirit to others. And now we can watch how others show up and get the collective to really get in that place of spirit to help Santa's sleigh.
It's him, it's the real Santa. His sleigh won't fly because nobody believes in him.
Did you see something in the park?
Everyone out there, Santa needs us to believe. I can prove he's real. Look, this is his list.
Thanks, Buddy.
Okay, obviously we have a new development in the story. Santa must have been sighted because we have his book right here.
What's your name?
I'm Charlotte Denon, New York 1.
Charlotte Denon wants a Tiffany engagement ring and for her boyfriend to stop dragging his feet and commit already.
Oh!
Power!
Charlotte. Who told you to say that?
It's the real Santa. He needs our help.
Hey, Michael.
Buddy, he's in the park with Santa. The sleigh won't fly because there's no Christmas spirit. Oh.
The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. The best way to spread spirit and unconditional love is to shine your freaking light so bright. And the only way to do that is for you to be in spirit yourself and for you to clear out the noise to truly be there. It is literally the same exact thing. And we see here that Buddy has been able to shine his light so bright around Michael that Michael is there fully ready to support being in spirit and to support moving forward in this. And now we will see how they work together. Remember, all it takes is one, my friend, to spread spirit, because one spreads to two, spreads to three, spreads to a ton very quickly, and we will see that occur in this video.
You know, he wasn't lying.
Merry Christmas.
He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
He knows when you're awake.
He knows if you've been bad or good.
Right, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
The engine's gone! We're toast!
He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
Just a little more!
Wait, you're not singing.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're just moving your lips.
Michael, please, what's the big deal?
Dad?
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Wow. I think that moment is really showing us how spirit is about believing and not seeing. It's about trusting and knowing and just fully surrendering to all and to really stepping into that place of complete belief and unconditional love instead of that place of fear and the ego. And yeah, in this movie, it powers a sleigh, but what if in fact it powers our way back home? And it helps us to realize the truth that is that we are unconditional love and that you cannot die, my friend, and you do not experience sacrifice and separation, but instead that we are one and that we are unconditional love. And I think that's why we love this movie so much. Buddy really shows us that. And in the end, it conquers, right? Truth always conquers. And this movie shows us as well the truth, the belief in Santa Claus, Santa being actually true, conquered it, won in the end. And just like spirit and your highest self are truth, they know in the end they will come forward once you just finally surrender and trust and believe, but they will wait lifetimes until you are done listening to the ego and the fear. And I think that is a huge, beautiful thing with the Christmas season, is that we really start to remember what it's like to believe and to experience joy. And yes, some people, the Christmas season is awful, but for many, it's this joyous place of belief. Elf is a beautiful representation of that. And I am so grateful for you tuning in today, my friend. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. That was today's trip with Buddy the Elf. I hope you enjoyed it as much as me. As always, remember, you are worth it. Much love. Bye-bye.